Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be taking a look at what karma is coming towards your person or has come to your person as a result of the way that they hurt you. I want to give a few disclaimers. First of all, I understand that's not 100% the way that karma works, I honestly really just chose the title because I thought it was the easiest way to communicate what this video is about. But I realize that sometimes people hurt us and they don't really get their comeuppance. You know, it's not like an instant karma transaction from the universe. So we're just going to pull the cards and see what comes up, which leads me into my second disclaimer, which is sometimes I set the title of a video based on what I intend to communicate based on whichever cards come out. And sometimes Spirit kind of steers it in a totally different direction than I had intended. And in that case, I usually just go with the flow because, I just interpret that as, you know, whatever messages were meant to come out have come out in the reading. And there might be somebody who's watching for whom the original intended message was not necessarily what they needed to hear in that moment. So that's the second disclaimer. The third disclaimer is the person that you were thinking about when you clicked on this video and when you selected your pile might not be the energy that comes through in the reading. I've had this happen a few times when I've watched other people's videos where, I was thinking about a specific person and then I realized that what they were talking about didn't sound like the person I had been thinking about. It sounded like somebody else from my past. And so that can happen in this type of readings. Sometimes somebody's higher self or their spirit guides kind of come in and hijack, the reading in order to communicate something to you. Those are all my disclaimers out of the way. And with that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever card is speaking the most to you. Let's get into today's video. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. So in today's reading we are going to be taking a look at what karma is coming to your person for the fact that they hurt you. And I want to, again, just at the top give a few disclaimers. First of all, it's not 100% how karma works, so we're just going to see whatever comes out in the cards and I'll just read whatever I see based on that. People don't always get their comeuppance, they don't always get it immediately, and that's, again, it's not necessarily exactly how karma works, but we're going to see what comes out in the cards. The other thing is, if what I'm describing doesn't sound like the person that you intended this reading to be about, it might be about somebody else in your life and their energy might be coming through in the reading. And then the third thing is, again, we're just going to take whatever comes in the cards. Sometimes I intend a reading to be about a specific topic and Spirit kind of takes it in a different direction. So in that case I usually just go with the flow because there could be messages that are important for whoever picked this pile that might not have come out if I had stuck to the original topic. So we're just going to see how it goes, see where we go with it. I am going to start with your tarot cards. We are going to take reversals and we're going to take clarifiers. And then in the second part of the reading, I will do your oracle cards. And that will probably just be like an energy check-in on this person, along with some advice from your spirit guides. So with that said, let's get into your reading. What is the karma coming towards Pile 1's person for hurting Pile 1? What karma is coming for Pile 1's person? Do you want to take these? Okay. Not how I usually take cards, but I was feeling compelled to lay them out like that. Oh, sorry, I know there's a bit of a glare there. I'm doing my best. Okay. Okay, that one jumped right out. Alright, what karma is coming to Pile 1's person? Do you want me to take this one? I think I will. Oh my goodness, okay. Alright, Spirit, what karma is coming to Pile 1's person who hurt Pile? Okay. Alright, do we want one more card? No, I think we're just going to take clarifiers. Okay, so please clarify the Emperor for me, Spirit. Why is the Emperor here? This Pile 1's person's karma, Spirit. Why is the Emperor here? Okay. Alright, why we'll take this one. Okay. Okay. And what about the Empress in reverse here? Why is the Empress in reverse here? Oh, this person. Okay, that's too many cards. Okay, oh, okay, yeah, definitely gonna take this one. That makes sense to me. Okay, and what about the Hanged Man in reverse, Spirit? Okay, I can't take that many. Interesting, okay. All right, and then we have the Four of Swords in reverse on the back of the deck. Okay, so, all right, pile one. So this, I'm gonna try to straighten the cards. I know it's on a desk with lines on it, so it drives me nuts when they're not even, but you know, it's fine. It's fine, everything's fine. So right off the bat, there was a message that came through as I was pulling the cards, and it's being confirmed for me here by all of this energy here. I think that your person, first of all, it's likely that this was a romantic connection. Maybe not for all of you, but just from some of the cards here, especially the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups reversed, and especially the fact that we have the Emperor and then the Empress reversed, could be speaking about a romantic partnership. So just take that however it resonates. I think that the clear, easy answer to what is this person's karma for hurting you is they are not able to move on. And that could be, you know, they're not able to move on to a partnership that is fulfilling for them and is like an equal joint partnership. They might just be jumping from karmic relationship to karmic relationship, and I also think that they might be hung up on you, and I'm seeing that specifically because of the Hanged Man in reverse with the Six of Cups clarifying. So I'm going to go through the cards and talk about what I'm seeing here. So what's interesting is that we're starting, first of all, what is interesting is along with this kind of stagnating message here, is that we're starting with a 4 and we have the 4 on the back of the deck. And 4 is a number that can symbolize stability. It can be like a very positive number. It can also symbolize when we have become stubborn or when we're stagnating in some way. It's like we become stuck in that stable energy and we're not moving forward or continuing to evolve or grow in some way. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. I know that the Four of Wands is upright, but it's being clarified by the Chariot in reverse. And the Four of Wands upright talks about things like celebrations, achieving milestones. It can talk about things like marriage. It can talk about like whatever that means for this person. It's like this person's sitting here like, yeah, I have plenty to celebrate. Life's going great. However, this card is being clarified by the Chariot in reverse. When the Chariot is upright, it's moving forward. When it's reversed, it's not moving forward. That's like the basic message of this card being reversed here is like a very stagnant, stuck energy, and that being combined with the Four of Swords on the back of the deck and the Hanged Man reverse is telling me that this person might be stuck in an energy of celebration. They might be stuck in an energy, specifically because I see them being represented here by the Emperor, which is being clarified by the Three of Wands, which is like it's a waiting kind of energy. Also, this could be saying that, only take this if it resonates, it could be saying that whatever person you're asking about might be a fire sign, specifically maybe an Aries. Again, only take that if it resonates. But it's like the waiting energy, like this Emperor is waiting for something. And they're also stuck in an energy of achievement and celebration. And they're not willing to move out of that energy. And there's like a self-deceptive message that can be associated with the Hanged Man in reverse. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. Like your person might have thought that whatever they did to hurt you they might not have thought that was a big deal. Like they might have part of what was hurtful about what they did might have been that it seemed like it didn't affect them. Again, only take that if it resonates. But like with the energy of the Four of Wands is like, you know, I don't think this person suffered right away. You know, I think they kind of went off and were like, yeah, like I'm living the life, I'm living it up, I'm achieving whatever I want to achieve. But then they got stuck there. And they don't want to move out of that energy because this is where they're comfortable, you know. And I think that this Emperor is again, like they're very comfortable in that Four of Wands, and they're not going to move on to something else, you know. And again, like I would see your person's energy being represented by the Emperor here, and the fact that we have the Emperor and then we have the Empress in reverse. And then the Hanged Man in reverse. It's just, there's a very stagnant energy here. And I'm getting the message of like this Emperor is just kind of sitting on their throne. Like, yeah, I'm the king of the castle. You know, I'm the person with the final say here. You know, I've already achieved what I wanted, and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm just going to wait for everyone to bring me things, and all the things that I think I deserve are just going to fall into my lap, because the Emperor is, again, it's not like a negative or imbalanced energy, but with all the other energies here, I think this Emperor is kind of diluting themselves, and the Emperor can be like more of a controlling energy because it represents the divine masculine. And again, it's not necessarily a negative card, right? It can talk about just like being assertive and taking care of the things that you need to take care of, and you know, and having a plan, right? And those are all positive things. However, again, with the rest of the energy here, I'm seeing that this Emperor is just waiting. And what they're waiting for, I think, is they want their divine counterpart. But I'm getting multiple messages here with the fact that this Empress is in reverse. They want their divine counterpart. They want the Empress upright. They want their Two of Cups upright. And they think it's just going to fall into their lap. The Three of Wands talks about waiting for our rewards to come in. Like, you know, we've put the work in, we know good things are coming towards us, it's right over the horizon, you know, and I can just sit here and wait for it. Again, there's nothing wrong with being in that energy, but the rest of the reading here is telling me, you know, that this person doesn't have a clear idea of what is happening here. So the Emperor and the Empress are divine counterparts, right? It's a masculine energy, somebody who's in divine masculine energy and an imbalanced feminine energy, which can talk about having control issues, needing to control the outcome. And that can also be something associated with the Hanged Man in reverse. These energies are kind of mirroring each other here. The fact that this is being clarified specifically by the Two of Cups in reverse, which talks about like a broken partnership, or you know, like the Two of Cups upright is a beautiful card about a beautiful partnership, and it's, you know, I would see that upright. It would definitely talk about an Emperor upright and an Empress upright, right? But it's reversed, and it's reversed because this Empress is reversed. So this person, this Emperor, might be in that imbalanced energy of trying to control everything, trying to force everything. You know, they're sitting on their throne, but they're just waiting for things to come in. Like, they're not doing any kind of work, any kind of forward momentum, any kind of self-improvement. I'm just saying they don't want to leave the safety of the Four of Wands. They don't feel comfortable, you know, leaving their comfort zone, because that's where they feel like they have the most control. And even though they want to have their counterpart come in and to have like a healthy relationship, they're not going to get there based on the cards that we have here. You know, and probably because they are too controlling. And they don't trust in things like divine timing. They don't want to wait for things to happen. Even though we have the waiting energy of the Three of Wands, it's like that kind of mix between I'm entitled to everything to come in towards me, and I also want to force things to happen my way. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. And you know, the fact that the Two of Cups is reversed is telling me this is never going to be an equal partnership. Your person is never going to have a satisfying, fulfilling, or at least maybe not in this lifetime, at least maybe not for the, like, I don't, maybe never is like the wrong thing to say, but just based on their current energy right now, and the fact that I don't think this person's working on themselves at all, it might be that in this lifetime, or at least for a long time, they're not going to have a fulfilling romantic relationship or partnership in some way. And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that probably for a lot of you, this is a romantic connection, especially if this is something that is coming in for this person that is related to the fact that they hurt you in the past. You know, so I think that honestly, and this might be hard to hear, this might be somebody who thought that they like won the breakup, you know? If that applies to your situation, they might have thought that that they did the right thing in that situation, or that this Four of Wands might be referring to the fact that they think they're doing better than you are, which is, again, like, I feel uncomfortable saying that, but that could be an interpretation that I'm getting here in these cards. And then, I mean, with the Hanged Man in reverse, this has carried, again, like a confirming for me the energy of the Chariot reversed, like not moving forward. The Hanged Man also not moving forward. And again, it relates to like these control issues, not having faith in divine timing, wanting everything to be done on their own timeline. And this card, the fact that it's being clarified by the Six of Cups, which talks about nostalgia, old memories, like family, things from the past, things usually that we have feelings about. I'm getting an intuitive message. This is about you. And they're not moving on. They're in this Hanged Man reversed energy because of your connection. It's keeping them stagnant. If that's not resonating for you, if that's like, I don't want this person to be hung up on me, I don't want their energy to be attached to me, or if this is, you know, if this is something like I mentioned at the top of the reading where you're like, I don't want to hear about this person, I don't want to, you know, I wanted to hear about somebody else. This person is hung up on you. Like, that's what I'm getting here. You can still do things on your end with your spirit guides to try to detach their energy from yours as much as you can. It might be a case where doing like a burning bowl, a cutting cord ceremony might be helpful if you want this person to kind of let go of your energy. If that is resonating for you, then I would suggest doing that, because again, like, this person is stagnating. I think they don't see a problem here. I don't think they realize that they're not going to have a satisfying relationship, or at least a healthy, balanced partnership in this lifetime or in the near future. And I don't know that they see anything wrong with their behavior, but they are like, they're not moving forward in a meaningful way. And with the Six of Cups, I'm getting an intuitive message. It might be because of you and their memories of your connection. This could also talk about family of origin issues. So if that is something that applies to this person, that could also be affecting their kind of stagnant energy here. And then we have the Four of Swords on the back of the deck. And the Four of Swords reversed on the back of the deck. The Four of Swords reversed can talk about needing to rest and being too stubborn to do that. It can talk about that. It can talk about overworking, or again, like working yourself to the point of exhaustion. The way I'm being called to interpret this intuitively is, like, as soon as I saw it, what stood out for me was this person's kind of nailing a coffin shut. And it's like, this is like the final nail in the coffin might have been whatever happened between the two of you, in terms of this person ever getting another chance in this lifetime or in the near future to change their behavior or change their perspective, or like another opportunity for personal growth. Or that might have been like the fact that it didn't happen in your connection, they ended up hurting you instead, might have been the last nail in the coffin in terms of their ability, again, in this lifetime or in the near future, to change whatever karma was coming towards them. It's not, there's all this energy is not going to change. Like, this is where they're kind of locked into this pattern of behavior, and that is what their karma currently is. You know, and this card, I mean, the traditional interpretation maybe of this card might be about we're coming out of the Four of Swords because we took our time and we rested and we're feeling refreshed. You know, there might be an interpretation here if this person is stuck in a Four of Wands energy where they're just like partying all the time and celebrating and like so proud of their own achievements or whatever, you know, and it's like they don't even realize that they're stagnating. You know, they don't even realize they're in this kind of stuck energy. They might feel very kind of rested and refreshed. You know, honestly, like the message I'm getting is this person's, they're not doing any personal growth. They're kind of stuck where they are. They're not going to have a satisfying partnership in this lifetime or the near future. And they might not be feeling all that bad about it. So I do want to say, I know that can also be hard to hear if you want to hear that somebody's doing badly. The truth here is that I'm not sure that they're suffering right now. I just think that if they are suffering about anything, they might be hung up on memories of your connection. Like that could be causing some discomfort for this person. But again, I'm not getting a ton of messages about that. If this is the case, if they're, you know, hung up on memories of you, and it's like, this could also be talking, it might be they can't rest, like they might be like constantly moving from connection to connection because they might know, maybe on a conscious level, maybe on an unconscious level, that if they stop to really think, you know, and they have to like kind of take an honest look at what happened and face the facts of it, they won't like themselves, or they won't like what they see. They won't, you know, and I think that is probably scary for somebody who feels like they always have to be in control. So I hope that this message is resonating. That's what I'm seeing in the tarot cards here. So with that said, I am going to move into the oracle cards. All right, pile one. So I'm going to start with the shadow attributes of the judge, which says, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. A criminal authority was something that just jumped into my head as something that might apply to your person. I'll only take that if it resonates. But the fact that this card came out with the shadow attributes definitely kind of reiterates for me that message of, I don't like the Emperor card came out, but I don't think that it's like a balanced energy. This is more speaking to me about somebody who is very critical and very judgmental of other people, and it could be because they have a need to control. And it could be, if this applies to how this person acted when they were with you, this could be because they feel like they're losing control, and it could have been that might have been something that they felt like when they were with you. They might have felt like dangerously out of control, you know, which is like, again, I'm just getting the intuitive sense that this person is not somebody who likes feeling like they don't know what's going on, which, like, the two Starcodes cards are fully telling me that this person either like they're reeling from your connection and whatever happened between the two of you, or this could be part of their karma, is that the universe is constantly sending stuff in to try to get them out of that stagnant energy, to try to get them to move forward and do the discovery and the personal growth and whatever they need to learn here on the soulmate card. Like the universe is trying to get them to change their behavior. And I just see that, like, they just can't let go of their control over their need to hold on to whatever it is that they're holding on to. Like, I just, that's kind of their what I'm picking up about their current energy right now. So it could be that whatever happened between you might have been recent, but even if it was like a while ago, what I'm getting from these cards is that it's started a cycle for this person where, I think that the universe is trying to force them out of their stagnation by constantly throwing curveballs at them, and they're responding by digging in their heels. That's the sense I'm getting here from these cards. I will talk about them. So again, like this judge, shadow attributes of the judge is just telling me this is probably a pretty judgmental person, and that might have been like a way that they were when they were with you. That might have been part of you know, if they hurt you in some way, they might have said things that were extremely hurtful. They might have exhibited very controlling behavior, and they might be like a very litigious person, and somebody's like constantly threatening legal action, or like just throwing their weight around in some way, like abusing the system in some way, because they've always feel like they have to be either right, or they have to be in charge, or they have to be like paid back for things, or that like it's like that the shadow, like there's scales on the judge card, you know, so it's like things being in balance, right? But this person, it's like the balance always has to be in their favor, right? And we had the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed, right? So it's like the balance always has to go to the Emperor, which would be representing this person's energy, you know. And so with the other cards here, I'm getting the sense that like the universe keeps trying to offer them opportunities to learn and change and grow. And they're not, I just think that they're not, right now at least, they're not taking that opportunity. Especially because, you know, this came out with the shadow attributes. It's not upright. It's not the light attributes of this card. So if that sounds like your person, I would say that that's something that they are not currently working on. Even though I'm getting the message, the universe keeps trying to get them to work on themselves, and they're just like not doing it. So that's an intuitive message there. I'm going to start with the chakra cards before I get into the Starcodes cards. So what's interesting is we do have the soulmate card. And this card doesn't necessarily mean that this person was a soulmate. It could. And it would be up to you to kind of figure out whether that resonates for you or not, because it is my personal belief that we can have many soulmates. We can have platonic soulmates, and we can have many like romantic soulmates. I don't subscribe to the belief that there is like one divine soulmate for us out there in the entire universe. You know, like I think that you know, we keep meeting people through different lifetimes, you know, and sometimes our souls recognize somebody that we have known in a previous incarnation, right? Like we might have, like again, like signed a contract. Like we're gonna show up together, we're gonna react to each other, and then we can learn from that experience. That might be something that is true for you and this person. However, I think that if that is resonating for you, this person was not ready to change. They didn't want to learn whatever lessons there were to learn here. So that could be a potential reason why we have the soulmate card here. This card also talks about having an opportunity to embrace your authentic self and your authentic truth, having an opportunity to choose love over whatever else in your life. And, you know, and that's, again, kind of confirming for me that the idea that what happened between you might have been that your person had the opportunity to learn the lessons here on this soulmate card, and they chose not to do that. They made a choice here. And it's like the message of the soulmate card is very related to the message of the discovery card. They're both connected to the root chakra, but the discovery card, like you can see there's a heart on it, and it can talk about like it could be like expansions in the heart chakra, because it's talking about connections that provide us an opportunity to expand our capacity for love. You know, it's like, then you can see this heart is growing. Right? And so that with these two cards here, like I'm getting the sense that these cards are here because this is what the universe is trying to get your person to work on. And that might have been why the two of you came together. And I mean, judging by the energy of the previous part of the reading, there's this shadow attribute of the judge, and the fact that the topic of this reading is about their karma for hurting you. I'm getting the sense that they didn't take this opportunity, and this is like something that, and I think because they were kind of stuck in whatever energy they were stuck in, they're still working on this. This is still where they're, you know, regardless of how long ago it was when you were with this person, like this is where they are. This is what the, you know, if I'm asking what are they currently working on, this is what the universe is handing to them, and they're choosing not to take on the opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. And it could be because of insecurity. It could be because, you know, for whatever reason, this person might be very judgmental because they truly believe that they always have the right answer and that they're very entitled. That could be part of their personality, or they could be very judgmental because they have low self-esteem and, you know, and then they're just projecting. I mean, either or could be true, just, you know, whatever, take whatever resonates for you. But these cards, the fact they're both related to the root chakra, I think this person has a very closed root chakra. You know, they might not have a real sense of security, and so that's why I'm giving the interpretation. This might be somebody who is very insecure, and it could be that, like in relation to the Starcodes cards, the fact that the universe keeps throwing curveballs at them, you know, that's causing them to feel less and less secure. And so again, they're holding on more and more tightly to like the status quo, and that's why their hanged man was in reverse, and they're just like, I'm not ready to let go of control. I need to stay here in my Four of Wands where I'm comfortable, where I can celebrate myself and wait for people to bring me things, and I don't have to learn and grow and deal with any of this. You know, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. And I think that I'm getting an intuitive message. Again, this won't resonate for everybody. Some people are just judgmental, and it's just because they're a-holes. You know, it's not, sometimes it doesn't have to do anything to do with insecurity. I am getting a message that specifically this person might be coming from a place of insecurity. And with the debilitated card, and I will give the disclaimer, the Starcodes cards I'm not as familiar with. I don't know that much about astrology. You know, I know the basics, but I'm not like fully versed on like even necessarily what like a transit is. So but I am going to try my best based on like what the book says about these cards. So with debilitated, this card carries a message about being thrust out of our comfort zone. And it can talk about like being like literally picked up out of our normal environment and put in a totally foreign environment. And it's up to us to develop the skills and build the relationships that we need in order to survive and thrive in whatever the new environment is. And so the fact that this card is here is telling me like that I'm getting the interpretation that it might have been related to how your person felt when they were with you. Might have been like totally out of their normal comfort zone, and it could have been that because they might have recognized, your souls might have recognized each other. You know, this person could have still made the decision to hurt you in whatever way that they did, but they could have on some level recognized that you had like a soul deep connection, which totally thrust them way outside of their comfort zone. You know, and what could have been an opportunity for them to learn and grow and change and to develop expanding their heart and their capacity to love and choosing love over their need to control everything. Like there was an opportunity here, and I think the universe put them in this situation for a reason, and they didn't take it. That's what I'm getting, you know, and they might still feel, again, I'm getting the sense that they might still feel like they're in a totally foreign environment, especially if they're hanged man reverse, and clarified by the Six of Cups in the last part of the reading, was talking about them being hung up on you. It's like, might have been like totally foreign to their experience of the world. And I mean, there's a lot of stagnant energy in the last part of the reading, and I was getting the idea that this person they're not currently ready to change. They might not be really ready to change their behavior in this lifetime, but they're still reeling from whatever happened here. And there's a possibility that they might choose to change, because what I'm hearing with these two Starcodes cards is the universe is not going to let them rest. And that could have been related to the Four of Swords reversed. Might have been a message that part of their karma is that they're going to be out of their comfort zone and going through all these transits. And so why I thought this was interesting when it came out was it says transits, it says climate, and it has a number 55. And fives are like a number that is associated with change. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is very opposite from the energy of the last part of the reading with somebody who's very stuck, you know. However, the message of this card is, and it says climate, so it's about like the changes that are happening around you, right? And there's a strong correlation between these two cards. Like this is being placed outside of your like normal environment, a totally foreign environment, and having to figure out how to navigate like in a place where you're feeling so much discomfort. And this card's about like things around you constantly like changing, being upended. You know, when a planet is transiting through a sign that they don't normally rule, it can cause all kinds of chaos and upheaval in somebody's life, or just like unexpected events. And I'm just getting the sense that like this is kind of like a person curled up in like the fetal position in the middle of like, oh my God, what's happening, you know. And so that could be causing, first of all, this could be the universe's way of, you know, if we're talking about what karma are they getting for the fact that they hurt you, you know, it's like the universe is like, buddy, you gotta keep moving, you know. And if you don't start putting the work in and doing the things that we, changing the way we want you to, you know, like this is an opportunity for you to learn and grow for your own sake. You know, if you're not going to take that opportunity, if you're going to stay in the shadow judge energy, if you're going to stay stagnant, then things are still going to keep changing around you. We're just going to we're going to keep throwing curveballs at you, you know, because we want you to move, right? And so that's the message that I'm getting here about like where this person kind of is currently. And it definitely reflects that idea of somebody who feels like I'm just getting the sense of somebody who's like rooted to the spot, and there's like a hurricane around them, and that might be how they feel on an emotional level, and it might be because of your connection. Right, if like really triggered something in them that just feels like a hurricane, and they do not want to leave their fetal position here, to get up and start to navigate this new environment, and to take the opportunity to open up their root chakra and expand their heart space, expand their capacity to love. I'm just getting the sense right now they're not ready to do that. And if we're talking about what is their karma for hurting you, if they're stuck in that energy, maybe for the rest of this lifetime or for a very long time, it will be their own fault. It will be because of choices that they are making and choices that they're not making. So their karma is that they're not moving forward, and things keep changing around them, and they have this huge sense of being debilitated and in extreme discomfort because they're in an environment that they don't know how to navigate. And if they continue to be in this shadow judge energy, they are not going to find their divine counterpart because they're in a very imbalanced energy. So that's kind of the direct answer to the question. We're going to move into Spirit's advice for you. I think the advice here is pretty straightforward. I would see these two cards definitely having a very related message. And then we have the Moonology cards, and with the full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. I could understand if you had been in a connection with somebody who was in a shadow judge energy, who was very judgmental and giving destructive criticism, and might have been very verbally abusive or just like very critical and very controlling. I could understand why you might need to work on affirmations and self-esteem and self-care. Virgo definitely carries a message about self-care, and both of these cards also carry a message about self-care, self-compassion, self-love. So if there's a message with this card in particular, it's you are good enough, you're worthy, you're deserving, you deserve a better connection than somebody who's not going to show up for you, who's not, not willing to make changes, who's in this shadow judge energy. You deserve somebody better, and that it might be an idea to start to focus more on yourself right now. I think that is what your spirit guides want you to do. And then we have it's time to take action with the new moon in Aries. That could be related to if you have been feeling like you've been kind of stuck or hung up on this person, I know I did talk about when the Hangman reversed with the Six of Cups, this person is probably stuck on you. If you feel like you have also been stuck on this person, then the same advice kind of applies. That if it's time to take action, that action might just be trying to release this connection and doing whatever you have to do to try to move forward into a new cycle away from this person, because they're not in a good place. They're just not in a healthy energy right now, you know. And it's like, I wouldn't want this person's energy being stuck to me, you know. I wouldn't want that. So if there's any action that you would need to take to try to disconnect from this person, I think you're being urged to do that as much as you can, and to kind of like release as much as you can about this. And again, like, we're just focusing on yourself, I think, is a good place to start. And then you and your loved ones are safe with the new moon in Cancer. I think that this I would take as reassurance from Spirit. I think that especially in combination with it's time to take action, I think that if you've been feeling afraid to move on, especially if you've been with somebody like this, you know, I could understand why you might be feeling afraid, you know, to try and move into something else and move on to another connection, you know, and because your trust might be broken, and they might have really damaged your self-esteem, you know, and your self-confidence. But there's reassurance from Spirit that it's okay to start somewhere new. And it doesn't need to be, like, I'm getting an intuitive message, like, it doesn't need to be a situation where you're putting all this pressure on yourself to go out and find a soulmate right away. You know, it could just be that, like, it's okay to just go out and explore it, you know, and you're going to be safe. And part of that might be, if you find yourself in a situation where you start to feel unsafe, practice self-care. And that could be making sure that wherever you are and whoever you're with, you always have an exit strategy, and not beating yourself up if you feel like you have to leave. Like, that's fully okay. You know, if that's something that you have to do to take care of yourself, it's fully okay to do that. That's an intuitive message coming through. And then we have the Cow Spirit, which is number 15, which says the miracles are endless. And then the Hummingbird Spirit, which is number 34, which says be here now. I would say that I was very drawn to the sunflowers on this card. So sunflowers might be a sign from your spirit guides that they are with you. And also the number 15 and the number 34 might be synchronicities that you see a lot. And if you do, then that I would just take that, again, as confirmation that your spirit guides are with you. Both of these cards carry kind of a similar message. They do both carry that message about self-care and evaluating where you're putting your energy, because, you know, the universe pays attention to the things that we put our energy towards, you know. And so if you're putting your energy into self-care and taking action towards things you want, and, you know, and feeling reassured that you and your loved ones are safe, then you're going to attract more of that. And with the Cow Spirit, it says the miracles are endless. And this, again, like both of these cards, carry a very similar message. This one has a specific message about recognizing the miracles that already exist in your life. There might be a need to reframe things. It might be specifically related to this connection or in other areas of your life, where it might be important to cultivate a gratitude practice, where we can start to, like, once we start identifying the miracles and the positive things in our life, it's easier to feel appreciative of those things and to recognize that we have a lot of miracles in our life, even though we might not necessarily be at our end goal or exactly where we want to be or in the perfect situation. You know, there are still things that we can recognize as miracles. And then doing that, I find for myself personally, helps me cultivate a positive mindset where I'm not always like looking for the bad thing or the negative thing. I start looking for the positive things, and then I start to feel better. So that might be advice from your spirit guides there. And then with Be Here Now, this carries a message specifically about mindfulness and trying to stay present in the moment. And part of that could be meditation, grounding, and just recognizing wherever you are, even if it's not your end goal. You know, it's okay to practice being present in the moment and recognizing what things in the present moment are miracles that are showing up in your life. So that's the advice from Spirit here. I think it's pretty straightforward. I hope that this reading was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it, pile 1. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a like. That really helps me out. Please feel free to comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. And if you do like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 1, and I hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 2, and welcome to your reading. In today's reading we are going to be taking a look at what karma is coming for your person because they hurt you. And I do want to reiterate that that's not entirely how karma works, but we're just going to kind of take a look and see what the cards have to say. And then I also want to say there's a chance sometimes with these types of videos where you might be thinking about a specific person when you pick your pile, and it could be somebody else's energy that ends up coming through, because, you know, most of us have been hurt by more than one person, you know, and so just take it however it resonates. If you find that that what I'm describing doesn't sound like the person you were thinking about, there might be somebody else in your past whose energy is coming through instead. So I just want to say that, and then my final disclaimer is just that sometimes I set the topic of a video and the cards kind of take the reading in a different direction. So again, we're just going to see what comes out and kind of go with the flow. And so the first part of the reading is going to be tarot cards. That's going to try to answer the question about what karma is coming towards this person as a result of the fact that they hurt you. And then we're going to do the oracle cards, which will be like an energy check-in on your person, and that might help confirm for you which person I'm talking about. If you find that nothing resonates for you, it might be an ideal idea to pick a different pile. Just throwing that out there. And then we'll also get some advice from your spirit guides. So again, we're just going to kind of wing it and see what comes out in the cards. So with that said, let's get into today's reading. Karma's coming towards pile 2. Okay, here we are. Okay, well, they're jumping out. Okay, oh, okay. All right. Sorry if it's slightly crooked. I'll do my best here. Okay. Can we get a clarifier for the Two of Pentacles here? Why is the Two of Pentacles here? Pile 2 regarding their person. Okay. Okay. What about the Eight of Swords in reverse? Or why is the Eight of Swords in reverse? Okay, I can only take one clarifier. I will take this one. Right, Spirit. Whoa. Oh, okay. I just looked at the other clarifier and I feel like I have to take both of them. So we're just going to do this. Or I'll put it here for now and then I'll move it over. Okay, can you clarify? Okay, right away. Right away. Okay, all right. And what about the Four of Cups in reverse? Spirit. Okay, did something flip? No, okay. Oh, okay. Once again, we have two clarifiers, and it feels like these are relevant. Okay. I'm going to try and set it up so that you can see everything. What's funny is the viewfinder on my camera can see the face on the Ace of Wands. It's trying to focus on that face, so that might be an important message there. Okay. And then, okay, we had this card being clarified by both of these, and hopefully that's not blocking the Page of Pentacles there. Okay. All right, so right off the bat, we only have one card that's upright. Oh, and I wanted to take the back of the deck. Okay. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay. So, okay, let me say which cards we have. Again, the camera keeps focusing on this card right here, so that might be a very important message. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles, which the back of the deck is the only other card that's upright here. So we have the Two of Pentacles upright, being clarified by the Nine of Wands in reverse. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. Then we have the Hierophant in reverse, being clarified by the Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Cups in reverse being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse, and then the back of the deck energy was the Ace of Swords. Okay, so I'm sorry that we have so many clarifiers. I was really feeling compelled to take them, especially when I saw the Lovers in reverse. That seemed, and now that my camera's trying so hard to focus on the Ace of Wands, telling me that's probably an important message there. So I'm going to go through and talk about what I'm seeing here. So I have a few impressions right off the bat, and it's kind of like maybe like a good news, bad news kind of situation, depending on how you feel about this person. And I know based on the topic of the reading, they did hurt you, and you might be thinking like, I want them to get their comeuppance for how they treated me. The news here is that they have been. I would say that, again, depending on how you feel about this person, the bad news for them is that they are struggling. I think that there's been a tremendous sense of loss. I think they're feeling incredibly uninspired. I think that they're feeling unstable. Something that was like a foundation in their life has crumbled. They're feeling very overwhelmed. The good news for this person is that I can see that they are probably on the verge of a breakthrough, and that there could be a message here for you. And again, this depends on how you feel about this person, remembering that people people do have free will. They can still choose to make decisions that, this spread here is based on their current energy, but that energy can change in unexpected ways that are not coming through in the cards. So I do want to say there might be a message that this person will realize how badly they've hurt you and might try to come back towards you. They might be beginning to see the error of what they did, their error of their ways, to put it that way, and might decide to come back towards you. Take that however it resonates, and I also want to reiterate, you can choose to do whatever you want, and we will get some advice from Spirit in the next part of the reading. There might be something relevant to, what to do if this person does decide to approach you again, and again, just take that however it resonates. Either way, I think that definitely this person is struggling right now. There's a lot of things in their life that are out of balance and out of alignment, and specifically because we have the Ace of Swords upright on the back of the deck, I'm seeing, I associate this card with like a change of perspective, a sudden breakthrough, and like having the opportunity of a new cycle with the Ace, of seeing things much more clearly, because it's the Ace of Swords, which can talk about like mental clarity, using logic instead of emotions. And this card's upright. So I do want to say that that's kind of like my overall first impressions here, and then I'll go through the cards. So with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles is not a bad card to have, like in a normal reading, because it's at its base, it just talks about multitasking, juggling things. It could talk about like work-life balance, having a lot of things on your plate, and time management, and it really, like the meaning of whether you would interpret this positively or negatively really depends on the rest of the reading. Based on the spread here, I would see, and especially this card's being clarified by the Nine of Wands in reverse, is telling me that this person is really struggling to juggle everything else that's going on here, and it's becoming very overwhelming. And specifically the Nine of Wands reverse can talk about the point when things become so difficult or overwhelming, or we're struggling so much that we decide to give up. That it's like not worth it to keep going. And that can be, if I was doing this spread as advice for you or for somebody watching, I would say like this is a message from Spirit. Like you can't manage this Two of Pentacles. It's a good idea to let go of something, because there's too much on your plate here. It's too much to handle. And with the Ace of Swords being the back of the deck energy, I'm seeing that's part of this breakthrough that this person is going to have, that they cannot juggle everything that's going on here. It's too much. And they're really struggling. So that's what I'm seeing in the first two cards here. Then we do have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And again, this card, like it's especially this Eight of Swords, when it's in reverse, it can carry a positive message about we've kind of gone through and had the realization that that our fears are just in our head, that we might not be as trapped as we thought we were, that the things that once held us back can't hold us back anymore. It can talk about having like a positive breakthrough in terms of like a shift in perspective. And because when it's upright, it can talk about fears holding us back, like being paralyzed by fear. However, you can see on the card, this person is sitting in front of a mirror, and in the mirror, she's tied up. But in real life, in the actual physical world, there's no rope, there's no blindfold, there's no ties. She's free to do whatever she wants. So when this card is reversed, it does carry the message of the realization that you're not actually trapped. And so the fact that it's being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Lovers in reverse, I think these two cards are the reason why this person is having the realization that they let their fear hold them back. I think from having these cards upright, like what they represent when they're upright, and I think losing their Ten of Pentacles and the lover that is represented here has caused them to have a shift in perspective. I think that this and I would say based on the topic of this reading, there's a good chance this is referring to you. And there might also be something else going on in this person's life that you may or may not be aware of, that might be related to other things going on. And it could just be like there's two situations here that might be kind of like represented on this Two of Pentacles, like it's too heavy. Like if it was just the one thing, this person might have just continued to go on the way they were and never have this breakthrough that they're about to have. But because it seems like everything is happening all at once to this person, like there's just too much going on, it's too much for this person not to admit that they messed up. I hope I explained that adequately. I'm gonna go. So I explained what the Eight of Swords means. I think what this person is seeing in the mirror is definitely related to this Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse can talk about when we suffer like a loss of stability, like something that we thought was that maybe we took for granted. We thought that it was stable. We thought we could always count on it. It was always going to be there. It could do with family, could do with like our material wealth, our financial stability. It's like some bedrock or foundation in our life that we thought we would always be able to rely on has crumbled. When this card comes out reverse, it can carry a message about that, and that can include things like because it's a Pentacles card, it can talk about things like money, our financial stability. However, it can also, if it doesn't apply to this, there is a lot of reversed Pentacles energy. There's a good chance this person has lost money or financial stability since you were in contact. However, it can also talk about like a loss of security. And that can be like on an emotional level. And this card, when it comes out, the reason why I'm saying there might be multiple situations going on here is when this card comes out, it can also carry a message about, it takes like the money aspect to the Pentacles and it adds like a family aspect to it. Let me show, like there's a family on this card. And so this card, when it's upright, can talk about family. It can talk about family, money, and generational wealth. When it's reversed, it can talk about fighting with family over money. It particularly might have to do with an inheritance of some sort, or something foundational in the family that has changed or become affected by some other circumstance. Suddenly there's tension. Suddenly there's fighting. People are falling out. They might stop speaking to each other, and it's like something that you thought you could always count on has suddenly changed for the worse. And so that's what I'm seeing with the Ten of Pentacles. And then we add the Lovers in reverse, and it's like this card specifically, when it's it's the Lovers card, when it shows up reversed, I would say there's a good chance, if this was a romantic relationship, I'm operating under the assumption that it probably was, but even if it wasn't, this person is feeling a loss and they're grieving a loss of some sort. Probably a romantic relationship. It's like when you have the realization after a relationship has ended that it was actually probably the love of your life, and now you have to grieve that, or it was like a significant soul connection and now you have to grieve that, or especially if they hurt you and it was in a romantic way, that you effed up is what I'm hearing. And you know, maybe this person took you for granted, maybe they took other things in their life for granted, and now they're realizing that they shouldn't have done that because nothing here was as stable as it seemed. And the Lovers in reverse is also connected with this Four of Cups in reverse, even though this Four of Cups in reverse, I will talk about it, it carries like two different kind of messages. They're sort of related, but they're a little, I think that both of the interpretations for the Four of Cups reversed are true for this person, and I think that they're being represented here, like one interpretation is being represented by these clarifiers, the other interpretation is being represented by the Lovers in reverse. I think it's pertaining to the Eight of Swords and it's a double clarifier. I think this person's, again, realizing that they let fear hold them back from having a Ten of Pentacles, like a stable foundation, and having a lover's upright, like a real fulfilling romantic relationship or partnership with somebody. Probably you, based on what I'm picking up here, but maybe not, you know, take it however it resonates. So that's like part of the reason why I'm saying I think there's a lot of stuff in this person's life that has like crumbled all at once, and it probably includes whatever they did to hurt you and cause you to maybe walk away from them if that's what happened, or if they walked away from you. It was like all part of, it was like that happened, and then suddenly like the floor fell out from under this person, you know, and they're struggling with multiple things at once. They're dealing with multiple things at once, and it's becoming too heavy for them to carry. The Hierophant in reverse, that I think might be connected with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And I think that this also being connected with the Ace of Swords, the reason why the Ace of Swords is here. This I think is like, this is what the universe and their spirit guides want this person to do, to have this breakthrough and this realization, because that's going to help their personal growth, right? The Hierophant in reverse, the way I'm being called to interpret this is somebody stubbornly sticking to an old system or an old way of doing things or an old foundation when it's not working. Like it's time to let go. It's time to move on. It's time, you know, this Nine of Wands, where it's time to stop trying to juggle everything. You know, and then this Hierophant in reverse is like a very stubborn energy. It's like, no, I want to hold on to the old way of doing things, and it could have been out of fear. This could be just some context, extra context for this Eight of Swords reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is something that your person is struggling with, grappling with right now. They're trying really hard to hold on to. This old is an old thought pattern, an old belief pattern, an old behavioral pattern, maybe an old idea of what family is supposed to be, an old idea of what relationships are supposed to be like. There's something here that this person does not want to let go of, even though everything in their life is telling them it's time to let go. Like, you gotta let go of this. And this being clarified by the Page of Pentacles in reverse can give extra context in the terms of the Page of Pentacles in reverse can also carry a very stubborn energy of not wanting to move forward in some way, and just being like a stuck, kind of stagnant, stubborn energy. And it can also talk about, there might be, and it could be related to this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, there could be people in this person's life who are not as committed as they are to this Hierophant, the old belief system or way of doing things or structure that was here, the old foundation. There are people, I think, who are walking away from that, and it could be, this Page of Pentacles in reverse could also be related to the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, which is talking about somebody who is not putting the work in, who is not as committed to something as they said they were, or as they were originally. pretending to be. It's like Page of Pentacles in reverse is not going to show up. They're just not going to show up for work. Like that's kind of that energy there. And so again, like I'm getting the message, there could be people in this person's life who are not showing up for them, who are not committed to the same things this person's committed to. And there could also be an additional message that this person might be realizing that they're not as committed to the old way, old structure, old beliefs, that whatever this represents, a Hierophant in reverse represents, their commitment to that might be crumbling as well. Even though they're still stubbornly trying to hold on to it because it's what's familiar, and it's like it might have at one time been very important. This person could always rely on that Hierophant, and suddenly it's reversed, and it's like this person might be realizing like, oh, I can't remain committed to it. There could also be an energy with the Page of Pentacles in reverse that this person doesn't have the energy to keep showing up for that old system, possibly because they're trying to juggle all this energy and it's too much. So I want to put that out there. And then we have the Four of Cups in reverse. And again, I said that this has, typically, I kind of read this in two different interpretations, and then I kind of, the way that I read it is dependent on what kind of reading we're doing. However, I'm getting both of the interpretations here. One of them is this person could be changing their mind about a decision that they made. It might have been related to the Eight of Swords reverse, the Lovers in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. If they chose to walk away from something, if they chose to hurt you instead of doing the right thing, and whatever, however that applies to your situation, with the Four of Cups reverse, I'm seeing that they regret that decision, and if they could do it over, they might do something differently, and that could be part of this Ace of Swords here, is like a seeing things with fresh eyes, with clear eyes. There's no longer that blindfold on them because of the Eight of Swords reversed. They're seeing things a lot more clearly now, and so that is like one of the interpretations, and that's the reason why I said there's a chance this person might come back towards you because they realize that they messed up. So again, only take that if it resonates, and I'm again going to give the disclaimer, you don't have to entertain this person if that's not healthy for you, and just do whatever is best for you in that situation. The fact that this card is being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the fact that my camera keeps focusing on this Ace of Wands, is telling me that I need to give both interpretations. The Four of Cups in reverse can also talk, it's like the energy of the Four of Cups of being disappointed, disillusioned, and really bored, and like amplifies it, where it's like we feel so bored and so uninspired, and it's like all the colors in this cup are just draining right out. There's no more inspiration to be had, and this person's looking away from all the rest of this stuff. I think that they're just like kind of done with it. The Eight of Pentacles, if this person has a creative job, if they have, or any kind of job, but specifically if they have like a creative type of job, or a creative hobby, like if there's something that's important in their life that has to do with creativity. It might not be related to creativity, but it could be related to whatever kind of career they have. It could be that they're feeling extremely uninspired, and they might not be showing up for work. They might lose their job actually with the Eight of Pentacles card, because it takes like the hard-working energy of the Eight of Pentacles and reverses it. So it's like this, and it's almost a similar energy to the Page of Pentacles in reverse, of like not showing up, not doing the work, not pulling your weight, just like not being committed to something. And that would make sense with the Four of Cups reversed energy. You're feeling so bored and uninspired that it's like, why bother? Why am I bothering to do this? And the Ace of Wands reversed is like that totally uninspired energy. An Ace of Wands upright can talk about like a spark of inspiration that is like so exciting and amazing. You feel so passionate about it. When it's reversed, it's like the opposite. It's like just feeling like there's nothing, like the world has gone gray. The rainbow, all this vibrant energy here is just kind of flowed out of that cup, and now everything's kind of grayscale. So if I'm gonna kind of answer the question here of what is this person's karma for hurting you, the answer is they seem to be struggling with pretty much every aspect of their life right now. they're juggling too much. They're struggling to the point where they feel like giving up. That's being echoed by this Four of Cups in reverse energy. They're realizing that they let fears hold them back from having a stable foundation and having, you know, a really loving partnership with somebody, probably you. Things in their life are starting to crumble around them, and it's causing them to have some sort of a breakthrough, some sort of a change of perspective here. That it's like, that's not a negative message. That's probably a positive thing for this person. However, it is a very difficult thing to go through in the moment because they feel like their foundation is totally crumbling. They might be fighting with their family about money. There might be something going on there that has to do with money and family specifically, because it is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Either way, it carries a message about like losing your stability. There's something stable you thought you could count on that has crumbled. They're feeling grief and loss over the loss of a partnership or a romantic relationship. Probably you. Again, take that however it resonates. And they're trying stubbornly to hold on to what they had, or maybe the decision that they made, or their belief system, or whatever it is, and it's part of what is crumbling. And they're being stubborn about it with this Page of Pentacles in reverse energy. They're being stubborn about it, even though they themselves, I don't think, feel like showing up. You know, like they might be, part of the breakthrough might be they're starting to realize that they're not as committed to this ideal as they thought they were. Again, and then part of that karma here is this person's feeling incredibly bored, incredibly uninspired, and they're starting to change their mind about the decisions that they made here, and they might choose to come back towards you. And that, like, they're not showing up. Like, their career might really be suffering right now, or their whatever creative hobby they have, whatever it is, it's suffering right now. They're just so uninterested in it, bored, uninspired, not showing up, and they might be about to lose their job, or they might have lost their job, and that could actually be part of why we have this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. They might have taken their job for granted, especially if it was something creative, and that might be part of why this foundation is crumbling over here. I will say, for the good news for this person is that it does seem like, even though there's a bit of stubbornness here with the Hierophant in reverse, it does seem like, because everything's happening all at once and it's just like so much, the universe is kind of like forcing them to change their perspective, because it's like, how else are they going to get through this, you know? I think that this is really like just, and with the Eight of Swords reversed and the Ace of Swords here, I'm seeing that this person is having this realization. I think that they're either like on the verge of it, or they're already kind of in a new mindset, and that, like, the beauty of the Ace of Swords is that it's an opportunity for something new. And that it's, you know, again, like I would associate this card with like having an epiphany, having a breakthrough, seeing things from a different perspective, starting a new cycle in a different energy where like you're thinking logically about things, you're seeing things clearly, and you're able to communicate clearly. And that might not have been something that this person was doing previously. That might have been part of the way that they hurt you. They might not have communicated with you, and just kind of left you hanging. You know, I don't know the specifics, but they're changing. With this Ace of Swords, there's something about them is changing, something about the way they, and it's like they don't want to change, or they didn't want to change, but again, I'm seeing like the weight of everything that they're going through and everything that they're struggling with right now, I think is going to force them to have a change of heart and a change of mindset. So that's what I'm seeing with the tarot cards here for you, pile 2. I am going to move into the oracle cards, and again, we're going to get like an energy check-in with this person. It might help us see kind of where they are in this process. We'll see what comes out in the cards, and then we'll get some advice from your spirit guides about this person and this connection. All right, pile 2. So again, I'm just going to do my best here. With the shadow attributes of the warrior, I'm going to start with that card. It says, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. And this is this person's current energy. So that's why I think they're still trying to juggle everything. They seem to like still be in kind of the center of the storm that's going on in their life right now. And this is kind of, I think, part of that stubbornness energy of It's like I need to have victory at any cost. I need to have things my way. You know, it's the reversed Hierophant, reversed Page of Pentacles. Like I'm not willing to let go of whatever the end goal that I wanted here is, even when I'm behaving in a way that is not in alignment with ethical principles, or is not, you know, and it's like this energy, it says indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. I think that that is something that this person has tried to hide behind, or has tried, like I think that they've tried to be really cold and calculating. And they might have, when they hurt you, they might not have expressed any regret for that at all, and they might not have felt regret at the time. That might be part of something that is changing for this person. I am seeing, like, I think these two Astro Oracle cards are very connected, and I think the two Chakra Wisdom cards are very connected. I think these cards are, this is a communication coming directly from this person's spirit guides. Their spirit guides are trying very hard to help them through this situation, and this person's being stubborn about it. And I think they're trying to stubbornly pretend that they don't care anymore, even though they're those mental walls or whatever, like was shielding them from having to feel their own emotions, whether it was fear or whatever else was going on. Those walls are crumbling. And that I think this person doesn't feel indifferent anymore. They're starting to feel the losses in their life, especially with that, the Ten of Pentacles reverse, the Lovers in reverse, the Four of Cups in reverse. They're starting to feel the pain right now. So that indifference is starting to crumble. And I think they're starting to realize that they've traded their ethics to be able to say that they won the situation, whatever way that applies to your situation. So that's why I think we have kind of the shadow warrior. They're still fighting a war, you know, that I think that's how kind of they see it in their head. And they're like, you know, it's kind of a similar message to pile one, in the sense that, like, I think this person might have thought they kind of like, if this applies to your situation, they might have thought that they like won the breakup. You know what I mean? And that might have been more important to them than how you felt, or sparing your feelings, or whatever kind of applied to that situation. Only take that if it resonates. But like this person is just interested, or that might be something that they're coming out of right now, just only being interested in themselves and their own achieving their own goals, rather than because they took a lot of things for granted, is what I'm hearing. You know, I think they took for granted that they would have a network and people in their life, and like partnerships. They'd always be able to balance everything, that they'd always have people around them that would always show up for them, and that they would always have creative inspiration. And I think that, again, they're with that Ace of Swords, they're just beginning to realize that that's not the case. But they're still stubbornly in this shadow warrior energy. So that's why I think this card is here. And then we have the Starcodes Astro Oracle. And again, I'm not as familiar with this deck, but I'm going to do my best here. We do have Gemini, which, you know, is the twins in the tarot. It can carry a message about communication, networking, reaching out to people, sharing information with people. It says cross-pollinate. We do have two Bs here. Also, the number 3 could be important to your connection or this person, and the number 31. And then we also have 1 here, and then these areas are the first signs of the zodiac. So 1s and 3s could be important to this connection in some way. Just take that however it resonates. With Gemini here and the Juno card, which is about partnership, there's a connected message here, but they each carry their own individual message. I'm getting the sense that this person is desperately clinging to the idea that they, you know, that they can figure out a way out of whatever's going on in their life, whatever's falling apart or crumbling in their life right now. They're trying to talk their way out of it. That's kind of the impression that I'm getting here. They're trying to form partnerships and alliances. If whatever's going on with that Ten of Pentacles universe has to do with family, or like some foundation in their life that is starting to crumble, they might be trying to get people on their side. They might be like playing games or backstabbing, or trying to network with people to kind of salvage as much as they can of like the old way of being, or like, and it's like slipping through their fingers like sand, you know. And I think that this is kind of what they're stubbornly trying to hold on to. This is the way that they're trying to do it. It could be that this person is an air sign. They might be a Gemini. They might be very good at talking. They might be very charismatic, like really good at convincing people certain things, and they might also use words as weapons, and they might be prone to gossip. That can be kind of a shadow attribute of the Gemini card. Again, just take that however it resonates. And I'm not trying to insult any Geminis who might be watching. You know, we all have our strengths and our challenges associated with our zodiac signs, but it could be that gossip is like a factor in whatever is going on in this person's life. It could also be that gossip or something to do with communication might have been the reason why whatever was going on between the two of you didn't work out. It might have been related to the way that they hurt you. It might have been that you overheard them talking about you or gossiping about you or saying something mean about you, and they might have even insulted you to your face, or however that applies in your situation. Again, just take that however it resonates. I think this person is trying really hard to disseminate information in a certain way and form partnerships here, and I think they're struggling. You know, they're really struggling. You know, it's the 2 here and the 2 there, and we had the 2 of Pentacles, and then that was being clarified by the 9 of Wands in reverse. It's too much, and it's falling apart. Again, the Juno card talks about partnership. It can talk about all kinds of partnership. It can talk about romantic relationships. It can talk about work partnerships, trying to build something with somebody else. It can also, like, there's a connection. This is advice for you from your spirit guides. There's also a connection here with, you know, there's another duality here, it's like to collaborate. They want that collaborative energy. However, whatever is crumbling around them is related to this idea of partnership. And I would see this as being very connected with the 2 of Pentacles, trying to juggle everything, trying to make things work when they're obviously not working anymore. And the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, other partnerships or alliances or things that they thought they could count on in their life are falling apart. And it also can talk about romantic relationships. So if whatever happened between you was a romantic relationship, that has also fallen apart. And I just see this person kind of like stubbornly trying to form alliances and communicate with people and like reach out to people. And it's like, it's all in the 3D. It's all related to the old system, the old way of doing things, wanting to hold on to things that are not stable anymore. And like, I think that this is what this person's currently struggling with. And I want to say, like, when I was talking about Gemini and the idea that communication might have been something that was like a factor in whatever happened between the 2 of you, or it might be like an ongoing factor in this person's life, the 8 of Swords does carry a message. The Ace of Swords carries a message about, it's like a double-edged sword, you know. It can be, I was interpreting it as like a positive influence in this person's life, especially because with the 2 Chakra Wisdom cards, I am getting the impression their spirit guides are trying to help them, you know. So I was getting that idea with the Ace of Swords that that's coming like as an opportunity for them from spirit, from the universe, saying like, here's an opportunity to change the way we're doing things here. And again, I would see that confirmed with the chakra cards here. However, that card does carry a message about needing to be careful about the words that you use and what you say and how you communicate. Because Swords is also about communication. It's also connected with the air energy that I would associate with Gemini of communication. And it's a double-edged sword. So like, you got to be careful about the words you say. This person might not currently be being careful. Or that might be something that they need to change. That might be part of the breakthrough or the change of perspective here. They might be realizing how their words have hurt people, and that again could be connected with, like, say, the indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. That might be something that the universe, their spirit guides are trying to get them to change. You know, and that might be part of their Ace of Swords, is like learning a different way to communicate, because they might be realizing, oh, words can be used as weapons. Oh, I've been using my words to hurt people. Oh, now my life's falling apart. You know, I have to change the way I approach this kind of stuff. So I don't know how sincere, if this person comes towards you tomorrow, I don't know how sincere they are. They are still in the shadow warrior energy. They are still trying to stubbornly, like, maintain whatever network is here, or partnership, like they're trying to hold on to things that are falling apart. So just, again, just take that however. I felt like the need to say that. They're still in the shadow warrior energy. Again, I don't know how, if this person came to you in seeming to have changed, I don't know how sincere that would be. The cards were saying this person, like they've gone through like the Eight of Swords reversed. You know, they're having their Ace of, they are going through some sort of realization. Their spirit guides are genuinely trying to help them. But again, I don't know where they are in that process. So my advice for you in that situation would be just be careful. With the Chakra wisdom cards. So this is still this person's like energy, and then we have your cards down here. We have creation, which is associated with the crown chakra, which I would see this like a very, very connected to that, the Four of Cups reversed, the Ace of Wands reversed, the Eight of Pentacles reversed. They I think that part of their karma for hurting you is they're not feeling creatively inspired. I would see that it is highly likely that this person is creative in some way. It might be that they have like a creative job. They might be an artist or a musician or like some sort of content creator. Or it could even just be like, that could be a hobby of theirs, or it could be like whatever job they have. It could even be like a corporate business job, but they might need to be creative at work. Like they might need to have some sort of creative inspiration, and that is being taken away from them at the current moment. Like they're feeling totally uninterested and uninspired in something that they used to be able to rely on. Like I would see this card as being like they had a connection to source at the crown level that was helping them be creative. That's something that was a gift for them from the universe, and that gift is currently being taken, to just even temporarily being taken from them, you know, and that might be as like a result of everything else that's going on in this person's life. Might be as a result of, you know, again, karma's not necessarily that transactional, but it could be as a result of the way that they hurt you. They're going through all this stuff and it's taking away their creative inspiration. And I would see this as spirit and the universe is doing that to them intentionally to get them to take a look at everything else that's going on here. Stop being so stubborn, you know, stop trying to talk your way out of this problem and take like a deeper look at what's actually going on here, why you're feeling so uninspired. So that's why I think this card is here. And then we have the Faith card, which again is like, I think that this is what their spirit guides are trying to get them to see, because this card is associated with the third eye chakra. It says faith. It's about having faith in the universe, listening to your spirit guides, knowing that you're being divinely guided. And it's also, there's a message here about needing to change your perspective, because there might be like things you need to change, or like, it's again connected to that energy of the Eight of Swords in reverse, that like the obstacles you see in front of you, the things that are holding you back, are not as scary or big, or they're just not as big of an obstacle as you think they are. Like there's a perception issue here, you know, and so there's a need for a different perspective, and that perspective could include faith in the universe, you know, faith in spirit, exploring your spirituality, and really paying attention to the things that the universe and spirit is trying to draw your attention towards. So I think that this again is like, this is this person's spirit guides trying to get through to them, and it remains to be seen whether or not they're going to, you know, actually take that on. We did have the Ace of Swords. There's a good chance this person is going to go through a change of perspective, but I don't know when or how deeply that is going to happen. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for your person. And then I'm going to move into Spirit's advice for you. And so I'm going to start with the Moonology cards, and then I'll get into the Spirit Animal cards. Actually, I'm going to start with the Spirit Animal cards, and then I'll talk about the Moonology cards, because I think that they're related. And we have the Otter Spirit, which again, like this card is so adorable. And it says you're never alone, and it has again like an otter and a little heart. And so, and a 42, which is, you know, connected with the it's like the ultimate answer to life, the universe, and everything, if you get that reference. Otherwise, don't worry about it. But like I see this card, for me, this card would be saying, especially with you are never alone and the fact that it has a heart on it, if I was reading for myself, I would intuitively interpret this card as saying, Spirit is always with you. However, the actual meanings of these cards in this deck, that interpretation is more associated with this card. However, with both these cards here, like, that is a message that spirit is always with you. Like, even if you might not have like a huge, very supportive support system in the 3D, you might not have a huge friends group, you might not have a ton of people in your life that you can rely on, you can always reach out to spirit. Spirit is always there for you, and they will always love you. So that's an intuitive message I wanted to share. And then this card talks about literally like reaching out to friends, because it could be that you might be so focused in on one thing or one relationship or one friendship or maybe even this person that that you're not able to appreciate right now how much your friends love you and that they want to support you, and like even your family members, anybody that you would go to for support. This card does specifically carry a message about friendship, and it can say only take this if it resonates. I know not everybody is a tactile person, and that's perfectly okay. This might be saying, like, literally go ask somebody for a hug. That might be very helpful for you right now. That might help you release some of your emotions, and it might, like this, it carries a message where like physically connecting with other people as much as you can. Again, if that's not for you, if that's not something you're interested in, it can talk about connecting with other people on any level, but it is like more of a 3D message about connecting with real people, sharing things with real people, and realizing that you are never like alone, and like you have more love and support than you might realize that you do. And so it's important, it's time to kind of reach out to people. And I think that's also very connected with it's time to take action. I think that and I just got an intuitive message. Take time to breathe out. Like, there's a self-care, self-compassion message with this. Like, give yourself as much time as you need. But with take time to breathe out, I just saw somebody hugging with their friend or some like an important loved one, and just like exhaling. Like, I can breathe out. I can let go of having to hold all of this emotion on my own. So that's might be an intuitive message for somebody there. It's time to take action. I think would be related to both of these. I think it's just time to reach out, you know, and ask for help in whatever way you need it. Even just like go and make a friend's date, make a friend, like go connect, try to connect with somebody in your life, with your support system. I'm seeing that it's in the 3D here with the otter spirit, and it's in the spiritual sense with the ant spirit. It's like time to collaborate. That includes co-collaborating or co-creating with spirit, and like reaching out to your spirit guides and letting them help you. And it's like it's messages that I would also connect with manifestation, law of attraction, being aware that the energy that we put out into the universe attracts like things towards us, and so it's like that's an important connected message here, because when we reach out to people and we share our love with other people and let them share their love with us, that attracts more of the same into our life, and that's always a positive thing when it has to do with like friendship and support. And if you are a tactile person, you need physical touch. This is spirit's way of saying, like, go get some, you know, go get some hugs. Like that, I think would be helpful, if that is helpful for you. And then with a fiery climax approaches, I was asking spirit like why this card was here, because I was kind of like a bit confused about it, to be honest. And they were telling me this might be connected. Like I was saying at the beginning of the reading, we might get some messages from spirit about what to do if this person comes back towards you. I gave my own advice. That's coming from me, fully me as a person. I wasn't channeling that advice. I think the advice from spirit here is a fiery climax approaches. If this person comes back towards you, again, they might not be in an energy where they are able to communicate with you in a balanced, loving, compassionate way, in the way that you might need them to. And that might be one of the reasons why we're getting so much advice from spirit here about connecting, a connection, connecting to and getting support for yourself, connecting with friends and loved ones again, like in the real material sense, and connecting with spirit, making sure that you know that you are being spiritually guided and spiritually supported, doing whatever you can to co-create with spirit and connect with your spirit guides, because this person might come back towards you, and if they do, it might be fiery. Like this is a fiery climax. In a romance reading, that means one thing. in this reading, I'm interpreting this as an intuitive message that it might be explosive if this person comes back towards you, and it might not be in a good way. So just make sure you have as much support as you can have in this situation. And this could also just be general messages from Spirit. There might be some big change or explosive thing happening. Take that however it resonates. However, I am, like with all this Aries energy, it might be time to start moving towards connecting with more people in your life, however that means for you, and that might actually bring some exciting times towards you. So take that however it resonates. But take time to breathe out again. Like I was getting that kind of, just make time for self-care. Give yourself time to rest if you need it. Like this is action-oriented energy. However, it's like you also need to give yourself some time to rest and like practice the balance that this person is not practicing, basically. And as always, like you have the love and support of the universe and your spirit guides behind you. You know, and in any situation, it is important to take care of yourself. Like take care of yourself first. Fill up your own cup first. Put on your own life jacket first. Every saying like that, I think, would apply here. And so that is really what I'm seeing for you today, pile 2. I hope that this reading has been helpful, has been hopefully able to offer some clarity here. If you like the video, please feel free to give it a like. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 3, and welcome to your reading. In today's video we are going to be asking Spirit what karma is coming towards your person for the fact that they hurt you. I understand that's not 100% how karma works, but we're just gonna pull the cards and see what they say. And then I also want to give the disclaimer that sometimes in this type of video, you might be thinking about a specific person when you pick your pile, and then it could be somebody else's energy that comes through. So there might be multiple people who have hurt you in the past, and you know, and this has happened to me when I watch a video and I'm thinking about a specific person and then it's somebody else coming through. So if you find that what I'm describing doesn't sound like the person you were thinking of, it could be somebody else's energy that's coming through. And then the final disclaimer that I want to give is sometimes I set the topic for a video and Spirit kind of takes it in a totally different direction. So again, we're just going to kind of see what the cards say and just try and go with the flow. So with that said, let's get into today's reading. Okay, Spirit, what karma is coming towards pile 3's person? What's pile 3's person's karma for hurting pile 3? What's coming towards pile 3's person? I'll try and set this up in a way that makes sense. Okay. Oh, okay. Coming towards pile 3's. Okay. I'll fix them in a minute. Okay, can we clarify the Chariot, please? Why is the Chariot here for pile 3's person, Spirit? Why is the Chariot here for pile 3's person? Okay. Can't take that many cards. Why is the Chariot here for pile 3's person? I can't take that many cards. I'm sorry. Why is the Chariot here for pile 3's person, Spirit? You keep trying to give me 2 clarifiers. I just need 1. Okay. You know what? That's too many. Alright. I think that the fact that I keep getting like half the deck for this is telling me that maybe the Chariot's like a big energy. It is a major arcana. There might be like a lot of reasons why this Chariot is here. Okay. Alright, we have, oh, okay, interesting. Alright, and the 2 of Swords, Spirit, can you clarify the 2 of Swords for me? Thank you. Oh, okay. And what about the 6 of Cups, Spirit? Why is the 6 of Cups here for pile 3's person? Why is the 6 of Cups here? Okay, that's too many. The 6 of Cups, why is the 6 of Cups here? half the deck. I can't take that many cards. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay, I am going to take both of these as clarifiers. How can I put these where you can see both of them? Maybe I'll just hold on to this and then we'll see what comes up. Okay, so can we clarify the Queen of Pentacles Spirit? Why is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here? Okay. Alright. It's actually good that that came out reversed so we can still see it. Okay. Okay. And then we have Seven of Cups in reverse on the back of the deck. So let me just fix these up a little. Alright, pile 3. I want to apologize. I had to stop filming for a bit. I think you can probably still hear it, but somebody decided that they wanted to use their snowblower right outside my window. So I had to turn off the camera for a bit, but I will try to remember what I was saying. So I want to say the first thing that I noticed is we only have 10 cards here and half of them are major arcana. So there's a lot of big energy here. The other thing I want to say before I forget is I think there's a lot of glare on this card, but you can see there's a ceiling here that's kind of like an ornate mosaic pattern. And I've pulled this card a whole bunch in my readings, and I've honestly never noticed the ceiling before. So I think Spirit's kind of drawing my attention to that, as that might be a clue for some of you. It won't be for all of you. It might just be like a handful of people watching. There might be a connection with some sort of ornate ceiling, maybe like a stained glass ceiling. Maybe that might be in like a church or a temple of some sort, or some other like official building, or what. There's some connection with like some sort of fancy or ornate or unique ceiling. So again, only take that if it resonates. That won't be for everybody, but that was a message that was coming through because I was just really drawn to that ceiling there. The other thing I want to say right off the top here is, if you're watching this reading because you want to hear that this person is really suffering, the answer that I have for you is, I do kind of have a general idea of what their karma was for hurting you. I'm not necessarily getting the sense that this person is like struggling in kind of like a day-to-day sense, or that they're like really, really suffering a very heavy energy. I think that it's more like this person wants to move forward. And I think that they're looking for something, they're searching for something, and I think that they're not going to find it. At least not in their current energy, maybe not in this lifetime, maybe not for a while. I just think right now part of their karma is that they're in the wrong energy to find what they're looking for. So that's really kind of like the general answer here. And then the part of the reason I'm saying that is I think this Chariot card is very important. As I was saying, when I was trying to pull clarifiers, I kept getting half the deck. So I was interpreting that as like, this very much represents your person's energy, and there's a lot of reasons why they're in this energy, and there's a lot of reasons why this card came out. And the Chariot card is not a bad energy. You know, it talks about moving forward, wanting to move forward, having like a sense of purpose, and like knowing which way to go. You can see this way or that way, and this person's like making a decision about where they want to go next, right? However, this card can also talk about, there can be like a warning when this card comes out that it's important to set your intention and stay focused and have like that mental clarity of where you want to go, and that's going to help you guide your chariot where you want it to go, right? It's like I'm getting you know, when you're learning to drive and they tell you like, keep your eyes forward because you will unconsciously steer your vehicle the way wherever you're looking, right? And so it's important to stay focused on your goal. And what I'm getting is that because we have the Seven of Cups on the back of the deck, I'm getting that this is what your person wants, and this is what is preventing it. So it's like the Seven of Cups reversed can talk about being very unclear and unfocused and not having the ability to focus because we're so overwhelmed, or confused, or there's like things are unclear, and I'm getting that kind of unclear message with the confirmed for me with the Two of Swords and the Moon card here. And it's like this person wants to move forward with a clarity of purpose. They might think they know where they're going, but part of their karma, I think, is that it's actually not clear. It's not black and white. And it's going to be really hard for them to get what they want out of this situation because there's cloudiness, fogginess, and confusion here when there needs to be clarity of intention. So that's kind of an overall sense here, like the overall answer to the question. There's a lot of other messages here. I'm going to give as many interpretations as I can. You know, Spirit was kind of not narrowing it down, so it could be, this is a general reading, so it could be that, you know, that's their way of saying, like, some interpretations might apply for some of you and some may apply for other people. As always, just take whatever resonates and leave the rest. However, I do think the Chariot card is very important, and it's like, I think it's very important also that the Chariot, in other decks it might seem like the person on the Chariot knows exactly where they're going. In this deck specifically, this person has not made a decision yet. They're not moving yet, right? They're at the crossroads. So that I think is very important. And I do want to say this card is being clarified by the Nine of Cups in reverse. And so it's like with these two cards in particular, I think it's a very important message because it's like this person wants to move forward. Like they have some sort of goal in mind. Whether that's like if this was a romantic connection, you know, and they want to find a specific person, they might have like an unrealistic idea of what they're looking for. It could be that they have like such ridiculous standards that, like, if you don't fit into a very narrow box, you know, this person might reject you or walk away from you. They only take that if it resonates, but it's like, I think this person wants to have like a black or white kind of view of exactly what they want, and then they want to move towards that. However, it's being clarified by the Nine of Cups, which can talk about either we got our wish and it wasn't as fulfilling as we thought it was going to be, or it can talk about something blocking or delaying our wish fulfillment. And if that, you know, if you were resonating with the idea of somebody who has kind of like black and white thinking, or like kind of a ridiculous expectation of what they want out of a relationship or a connection, or maybe what they wanted when they were with you, like if it was like some standard or something, some aspect of perfectionism or black or white thinking, if that is resonating for you, then like the basic message of these two cards is this person's karma is that they're not ever going to find what they're looking for, and they're standing in their own way by being in that kind of a mindset, that kind of energy. Although I do want to say, for both pile 1 and 2, I was getting a very stubborn, stagnant energy of like the energy of somebody who doesn't want to change. I'm getting kind of an opposite message here. I think that this person, I think, always kind of wants to keep moving forward, and it's like they might not be able to see what's right in front of them. They might not be able to have the realization that they might have already found what they were looking for, because they're so unfocused. Like they might have that like black and white, very clear expectation of what they want, but it's like there's so much clouding their judgment here that I just... It could be that they are not able to, you know, this person has a blindfold on. They might not be able to see what's right in front of them because they're always looking towards the horizon. Again, only take that if it resonates. But their karma for that is that they're never going to get what they want. You know, it's always going to be blocked or delayed as long as they stay in that energy. And if you're resonating with this idea of somebody who has like ridiculous standards that nobody's ever going to be able to meet, again, it's like a very basic message. This person, they're never going to be satisfied because they're not, you know, they just don't have a, like I don't know if this person has the ability to meet somebody else halfway. You know what I mean? Like I'm just getting a lot of intuitive messages about somebody who has like a very clear idea of what they want, but it's like they're looking for something, but they're not going to find it. Maybe because, you know, whatever they're looking for doesn't exist, or because Spirit is intentionally hiding that from them. It could be. It could be that the universe is like, no, like you're in the wrong energy to find what you're looking for, and that's why you're not going to find it. And that could be part of their karma. So again, just take that however it resonates. Either way, the message of this card, this person is trying to move towards something, and it's not fulfilling, or it's blocked or delayed because of their energy, perhaps both. And then we have the Two of Swords, and again, like I'm getting a kind of an intuitive message here. This card does talk about when we're confused, you know, so that was kind of confirming this message about like confusion or cloudiness or fogginess that was being echoed for me here by the fact we also have the Moon and the Seven of Cups reversed. However, when this card comes up, it does talk about needing to kind of give yourself time to pause and reflect on something. And I was getting an intuitive message, like this person on the card has a blindfold on and they're throwing a knife at a target on the wall. And I was getting like a mental image of this person stopping, slowing their breath, setting an intention, listening to the advice of their spirit guides. We have like a raven and a cat. These might represent spirit guides, you know, I mean, that is a message that comes with this card, is like taking the time to slow down, slow your breathing, focus on where you know the target to be, or where you last saw it, where you think it is. Listen to the advice of spirit who might be trying to help you. Even though you can't see what you're doing, you can still throw that knife based on other information that you have, right? So it could be that the way to move forward here is to stop. It's like that kind of like I was hearing hurry up and wait. You know, like there's more information that I think you need to be able to stop and listen to that. And what's interesting is that this card's being clarified by the Death card. And so I think, you know, I was getting the message that this person might be trying. You know, again, like I'm not getting like a person who's like intentionally, stubbornly not doing the work. You know, I'm getting the sense of like this person's doing the thing that they think is going to help them. You know, and is the message I'm getting is that they're from these cards is that part of their karma is just, it's not necessarily the correct answer here. Although again, like I'm just, this seems like a positive message in terms of how this person is doing. I think they're realizing that even though they want to move forward, I think they've noticed that their Nine of Cups, their wish fulfillment's not coming in. Either it's blocked or delayed. They're going to have to wait a while for it. They're going to have to sit in this Two of Swords and really think about how to move forward. And they're going to have to think about what they need to release and let go of here. And that could be if they're have like a rigid idea of what they want, or it could be that they're realizing that like their constant need to move forward and keep moving forward might be preventing them from enjoying what they have while they have it. They might be having that realization because the Death, it came out upright. You know, if this energy was blocked, if they weren't working on thinking about their circumstances, releasing what needed to be released, and like stopping and waiting and holding their breath to figure out exactly how to throw that knife, this card would have come out reversed, right? Like I think that the reason that this Death card is upright is because I think this person is kind of having that realization. So, you know, and I said, we're going to take the cards however they come out, you know, and it seems like this person is trying. And the message of this, or they're trying to figure out what is going wrong is what I'm trying to communicate. I think, like I'm getting the sense this person has enough self-awareness to realize something's not working here. And I think they are having the realization the only way to move forward here is to pause and reflect, because there's stuff here that they need to let go of so that they can move on into the next cycle. And so again, like if you're watching this video because you want to hear that this person is really struggling, I think again, like in their everyday day-to-day life, that might not necessarily be the case. This is more like a major energy. We have all this major arcana. This is more, I think, like on a really high level in terms of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs of like, you know, like food, shelter, security, and whatever might be fully taken care of for this person. They don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. This is more like upper level, like metaphysical things and thought processes and belief systems and realizing how we're interacting with the world and like doing mental and emotional work. That this is what I'm seeing here. Like it's kind of like on that level. This is where their karma is coming in. So, and again, like if you're asking like what is the basic answer to the question of what is this person's karma for hurting you? It's confusion. It's confusion, you know, and I think the confusion is very difficult for this person because they like knowing which way to go. They like having that sense of purpose. They like having like a clear, it's like black or white. They like having that clear, you know, direction of where to go, and they're not getting it right now. And that might be part of whatever lesson they needed to learn here as a result of, you know, like this is, if they're working through their karma for the way that they hurt you, however that applies to your situation, part of that is that they have to learn how to manage when this Seven of Cups reverse comes out. And I honestly got to be honest with you, pile 3. I think they're working on it. And, you know, and again, I don't know how healing that's going to be. I don't know how effective that's going to be for this person, but they're not totally hopeless, you know, they're not totally stuck. They're doing something about it. That's the message I'm getting. They're doing something about it. Whether that's going to be helpful for this person or not in the long run, I don't know. But, you know, that's just an honest message that's coming through. Now with the Six of Cups, sorry, I knocked the camera. There's a message that's coming through. You know, this card talks about nostalgia, memories, the past. It can talk about like family of origin, people we used to know, reconnecting with people. The intuitive message I was getting when this card came out was this person is looking for something. I think that has to do with this Six of Cups. I think it has to do with like a past thing. There's also a message that just popped into my head. It could also be related to this Two of Swords. It could be that, again, this person is stopping to reflect on what might have happened in the past. That could include what happened with you. I think, but I'm getting it's like it's connected to both of these cards. You know, I think that this person might have consistently been trying to move forward in order to find whatever their Nine of Cups, their wish fulfillment was, might have been related to this Six of Cups. Something familiar, something that they might have had in the past, something that, and it's like, this card can also talk about like when we romanticize the past or romanticize something, that might not have been as good as we thought it was, or it might not, you know, and it can also talk about that like bittersweet feeling. Sometimes we can reconnect with somebody and it's not the same, or again, it's like it's not as good as we remember, and it might not even have been that good to begin with, but because we're seeing it through the lens of the past, through the lens of hindsight or whatever, we could be making it out to be better than it was. And so it could be that I'm only saying that in the context that this person might be looking for something that doesn't exist, right? Because they might be like looking at their past and seeing it in a way that is not real, especially because this card is being clarified by the moon. I will talk about the star, but like that's just an intuitive message that's coming out, is that, and especially with the Seven of Cups reverse, talking about like confusion, the moon also carries a message about confusion. And this can talk about when like fantasy, you know, when we build something up in our head as being better than it was. And so I'm not sure that this is applying to the time that they spent with you. Like, I'm not sure that this is part of this person's karma, that they're seeing something. Like, I just think that this might have been part of the reason why they hurt you, was because they were searching for something. They might not have found it when they were with you, or they might not have realized that you might have represented what they had been looking for. They might not have been able to see that at the time. There might have been, again, like I'm just getting that intuitive message, there might have been some fantasy that this person had. It might have been related to something that they were romanticizing. And it's just like they are continually searching for this thing. They want to keep moving forward. They're not going to find it. They were not able to find it, and they might still not be able to find it because we do have the moon here. You know, and I am getting a message, again, like there's a lot of different kind of energies here. I am getting the message, for some of you, this person's working through it, and they're putting the work in. So the messages of these cards is largely positive. But there's some blockage, confusion, some aspect of this is not real. So I feel like I went on a bit of a tangent, but I hope I'm getting kind of the basic message across. And it could also be that this person does not have a clear understanding of what went on between the two of you. Like they might not be able to see your connection for what it was. You know, and you might be able to see it. And it's also this card, like if this was a romantic relationship, sometimes the Six of Cups is like when we recognize somebody on like a soul level, you know, and it could be that there might have been like a soul level connection between the two of you and this person couldn't see it. Oh, I just got another kind of message for why the Star card might be here. It could be that this person couldn't see what you had at the time, and part of their karma is that they're just going to keep trying to move forward because they have hope that they can find whatever it is that they're looking for, when the cards here are saying that it either doesn't exist or they're never going to find it. They're thinking, their feelings, their thoughts and feelings are too confused, they're too clouded by whatever's going on here, even if it's like self-delusion, if it's unrealistic expectations, whatever's going on here, they might be like constantly looking for something that doesn't exist, trying to recapture the past in a way that is not possible. They can't see that it's not going to work out, and they have like continual hope that, you know, that's just going to keep driving their chariot forward. Even though that's not really the way to move forward here. So again, take that however it resonates. And again, like just with this message, the Two of Swords and the Death card here, it might be that for some of you, this person is working on it. For other people, they're kind of stuck in this cycle, in this loop. Or it could be this is Spirit's way of communicating. This is how this person can get out of it. Their spirit guides might be trying to help them get out of this loop, this pattern of behavior of continually looking for something that they think they can have, and it's not real. Like it's a fantasy or a romanticization that they are like stuck on, you know. And this could be Spirit's way of saying like, just stop, slow down, think about this, like, and use your gut feel. Like if this person had some gut feelings about the connection that you had, it's like their spirit guides are urging them to stop and like work through it, you know, like again, like learn the lesson here. Think about what you need to leave behind here. Think about whatever is going on here. This could be a message of what Spirit's trying to get them to do. This could be part of their karma, is that they're just going to be stuck in this loop of not seeing clearly. And this could, again, be, these two cards could be connected. This person is thinking about the past. And that could be part of what is Spirit's trying to get them to release things here. Spirit's trying to get them out of this loop, you know, and I don't know whether they're going along with that or not. That's basically what I'm trying to say. That was, I feel like, again, I feel like I'm going around in circles. But yeah, I mean, this person on this motorcycle might just be driving around in circles and not making any actual forward progress until they can heed this advice here. And so I'm going to move the Star card so that we can see these two cards here. So we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Tower in reverse. And I was getting kind of a couple of messages with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It could be related to this. It could be that part of their confusion, again, I was getting the message for some of you that this person might not have seen your connection clearly, They might have assumed you were a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. A Queen of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who's very materialistic, they're lazy, they might be a gold digger, they're like not willing to put in their share of the work, they're not going to pull their weight, they're lazy and they just want people to do things for them and give them things, you know, and like this is not a reliable person. And if that's part of a perception that this person had of you, it's inaccurate, I mean, obviously, but, you know, but it's like, what I'm getting here is, if that's the interpretation that is making sense to you, they might think that they avoided a tower moment by doing whatever they did that hurt you. They might have been trying to protect themselves. They might still believe that they did the right thing, and they might continue to believe that, and that can be part of what this like blocked energy here, their inability to see this situation clearly. That might be part of their this cycle that they're trapped in. Like the karma is like they're trapped in this loop, you know, like continually searching for something that doesn't exist, not seeing things clearly, romanticizing things that shouldn't be romanticized, and searching for some sort of wish fulfillment that's either it's blocked, it's delayed, or it's not ever going to happen for them. Like they're just not going to get what they want if they continue to be in this energy, and I think their spirit guide's trying to get them out of that energy. That was my like intuitive interpretation of why I think these cards are here. There could also be a message with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Part of their karma might be that they end up with somebody like the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You know, and that's going to cause, oh, okay, this, I just got an interpretation, it popped into my head. Yeah, if they end up with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, somebody who is lazy, materialistic, just interested in money, just interested in like using people so that they don't have to work or they don't have to do anything to support themselves. The reason why this, if that's the case, the reason why this might be being clarified by the Tower in reverse is the Tower moment that they have avoided by coming together. I'm having trouble getting the words out. This Tower in reverse might be preventing them from doing the work here. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever transition that they need to go through, whatever realization they need to have, might be being prevented by this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And it could be that they might have moved towards this person instead of towards you, and that might have really confused their feelings and their ideas here. They might think that they've found what they're looking for, and it could be that this person has manipulated, like if this is a third party person, they might have manipulated your person to think that this is that they're this person's wish fulfillment, and that prevented them from having like the realization that they needed to have, that the Tower moment, the sudden change, the change of like the you know what I'm trying to say? Like that might have prevented them from falling apart the way they might have needed to fall apart in order to clear up this confusion, take the time that they needed to figure things out, and figure out what they needed to release here. What they needed to release here might also have included a connection to a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Again, only take that if it resonates. It could be that the initial interpretation holds true. They might not have a clear idea of who you are in this situation. And there could be a third interpretation that this is actually their energy. You know, and it could be that they are just like kind of skating through life, coasting through their life in some way, not wanting to put the work in. This could be Spirit's way of telling me what they need to work on, and this could be saying they're not working on it. You know, they might be, this might, again, I was getting kind of the sense that this person probably has all of the resources that they need. Again, only take that if it resonates, but like this, all of this person's problems seem to be very high level. And the fact that this Tower is in reverse as karma for this person might be saying, because this person's not going to put the work in there, they're leaning into they want to move forward, they're looking for something, but they're too lazy to do whatever work is here. They're not going to have that whatever earth-shattering moment of realization they need to have in order to put them in this mindset so that they can make the transformations that they need to make to get out of this confused energy. If that makes sense. I know I gave a bunch of different interpretations. Only take whatever resonates. There could be a lot of people watching this pile, and some interpretations are true for some people and some are for other people. So again, only take that however it resonates for you. That is what I'm seeing in the tarot cards here. I'm just going to say, like, the Seven of Cups reversed, I think is like the general message here, and I think it's a very important card. And it can talk about being like really overwhelmed and confused, especially on an emotional level. And that's kind of how I'm being called to interpret this card. This person really wants clarity and they're not getting it. And that's the basic message of what their karma is for hurting you. So that's what I see in the tarot cards. I am going to move into the oracle cards. We're going to get some, do an energy check-in for this person, and that might help kind of confirm some things, or it might be a clue for you as to exactly whose energy this is. And then we're going to take some oracle cards that will be advice from your spirit guides. All right, pile 3. So right off the bat with the shadow attribute of the gambler, that makes a lot of sense to me, and that is kind of confirming to me that maybe the message of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, clarified by the Tower reversed, was referring to this person's energy, because this card says relying on luck rather than hard work, which would be the energy of a Queen of Pentacles reversed. And that could be because this is this person's energy, they're not moving forward in the way that they need to be. They're not going through the transitions they need to be going through. And again, just take that however it resonates. It could be that part of their karma is that they are lucky. They're lucky in the sense that they're not having their Tower moment. You know, that could be interpreted as being lucky. However, I think it's preventing them from changing in a way that they need to change in order to have whatever their wish fulfillment is come in for them. So, you know, if we're doing an energy check-in on this person, what I'm getting is they're still kind of stuck in that energy, in that loop. If it was the Queen of Pentacles reverse was referring to their energy, they're still in that energy right now. With what I think is with this series, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm not 100% sure. But with this series card, it carries an interesting message that might be giving like a little bit of additional context to what was going on with that Six of Cups card. This card can carry a message about children and like raising a child. This is nurture, and it can talk about like the need to nurture and raise a child, but then at some point there's a need to let go. So that Six of Cups might have been referring to a child. This person might have a child. They might have a child from a previous relationship. You might have children together with this person, or there might be like maybe a younger dependent in their life. Again, this is a very, very specific message, so only take it if it resonates. Otherwise, I'll give an alternate interpretation for this card. This might be, if this person does have a child, they might be either not seeing that situation with their child clearly. There was a very, very specific message for probably a very few of you. They might have a child, a family member, someone in their life might be struggling with addiction or substance abuse or something in that vein. And that might be causing a lot of confusion and chaos in this person's life. And I don't know that they're seeing that situation clearly because of the Moon card and the Star card. I think that they might be in denial or have some delusions about that relationship. And they might be hoping for a positive outcome there that might not be likely to happen. So again, that's a very specific message. Won't apply to a lot of you, but it might apply for some of you. There might be like something going on with their family in that sense, and it could be specifically a child. There is another message. This is kind of, it could also be talking about, if that isn't resonating, it could also be talking about codependency. This person might have codependent behaviors. And that's like being like overly invested in the emotions and behaviors of other people in the family. It usually is connected to things like addiction and substance abuse that can cause a lot of codependency. However, it doesn't have to be. It could just be this person might engage in codependent behaviors. They might not be able to see that clearly, and that might be something that is blocking them from getting the things that they want in life. It's like their own behavior there. That might be something that their spirit guides are trying to get them to examine and look at. Again, only take that if it resonates. And what's interesting is that I wasn't getting a ton of nurturing energy necessarily coming from this person. However, we could interpret that Six of Cups as saying like they might be hung up on something and they might be nurturing that instead of the places where they need to be putting their energy. You know, they might be putting all of their energy into something related to the Six of Cups, related to the past, you know, related specifically to some romanticized idea they have about something that happened in their past or their family or their children or whatever that applies to. They might be so focused on that that they can't see anything else. So again, just take that however it resonates. Then we have Mercury, which says messages, which is about, you know, it's all about communication. There's wings on here. I think they're angel wings. It could be that this person's working on their throat chakra. They might be working on communication. There might be some mirrored energy here, specifically with this card. You know, your spirit guides might be giving you messages that might also apply to this person. However, this person might not be receiving the messages from their spirit guides, or they might be. This card could also be talking about somebody who's working on, like, this also talks about like life-death cycles, right? And so that could be related to the Two of Swords and the Death card. I would see this as definitely being related to the Two of Swords in this person's life. I think that this card talks about communication. It also talks about information, doing research, asking for help, asking spirit for help, you know, anything that they need to do. And they could have angels who are trying to like communicate with them. You know, there were, I think on the Two of Swords card, I was seeing the raven and the cat on that card as like being spirit guides. Spirit's trying to help this person. They're trying to communicate with this person to get them out of this energy. Like you got to put the work in. You got to put the work into making necessary changes here. And this could be a message that we have this. If this is connected with the Death card and this is connected with the Two of Swords, these two cards representing this person's current energy, it could be that this is what's on the horizon to help get them out of the shadow attribute of the gambler. Like this could be like they could be transitioning out of this energy, or it could be this is what Spirit's trying to get them to do and they might not be willing to do it. You know, they're relying on luck rather than doing the hard work represented on these cards. So then we have the Acceptance card, and this card talks specifically about self-acceptance. Especially because it's related to the root chakra, which can talk about things like our sense of safety, our sense of security, our sense of belonging and worthiness. And I see like there's even like maybe a spirit guide on this card trying to communicate with the person here and get them to work on self-acceptance. So that could be something that your person might struggle with. It could be that they might have some insecurities. They might project their insecurities, especially if they're in that energy of like always wanting to move forward. They might be doing that in order to avoid how they feel about themselves. Or it could be that if they feel like they don't have a grounded, stable sense of belonging and a sense of worthiness and belonging in the world, they might feel like they always have to keep moving forward because they don't have a solid sense of a foundation of like, you know, a place where they can just relax and be themselves and be at home. And they might be searching for that with the Six of Cups energy. They might be constantly looking for that, not realizing that they need to look inside themselves for that. Instead of looking to external sources for acceptance, they need to give themselves that self-acceptance. That's kind of the message I'm getting with this card. And then we have Perseverance, and you know, and I think that it's like a blessing and a curse. It's like both at the same time. Perseverance is not a bad thing. It can help us get through really tough times, and it could be that this is a message from their spirit guides. So it's like their spirit guides are trying to help them, you know, and they might be trying to get this person to persevere through the confusion and the fogginess and not really knowing why they can't get where they want to go, to a place where they are ready to work on themselves. It could also be a message that this person might just be like avoiding things running away, wanting to get lucky rather than put the work in to changing in order to realize that if they had just slowed down for a second, they might have discovered that they already had what they wanted, or that whatever they were looking for was not realistic, or it didn't exist, or it was based on an old memory it's never going to be as good as it is in your mind, you know. And so it's like, however that applies to this person, this might be a double-edged sword here, this perseverance card. They're always persevering on to the next thing and not taking the time to kind of slow down, which is what they need to do. And it could also be on the other side of that, this could be a message from Spirit that this person is going to persevere, and they're going to get to a place where they're ready to kind of slow down and take a hard look at what's going on here and the changes that they might need to make, the things that they might need to release, the acceptance, the self-acceptance that they might need to work on in order to get them out of the loop or the cycle that they're stuck in. So that's what I'm seeing for this person's energy. And again, like I'm just getting the sense, like, if you wanted to hear that this person was really suffering or struggling in their everyday life, that's not a message that I'm really getting. What I'm getting is that they're struggling on like a mental and emotional level, and that's kind of their current energy. There's like a conflict here, and again, I'm just not sure where this person is at in terms of their readiness and their willingness to put the hard work in to get to where they want to go. So that's what I'm seeing for this person. And then we have advice for you from your spirit guides. And as I said, there might be some like kind of mirrored advice here, but you know, only take whatever resonates. There's some beautiful messages here from your spirit guides that might be related to this person. I would see this time for healing card definitely being related to this person who hurt you. Like, I think that this might be saying this, whatever's happening here is an opportunity for you to work on healing and releasing whatever happened here, and to make sure to give yourself the time and the self-compassion to work through all of this stuff and to heal whatever you need to heal. That's like a message from your spirit guides for you. There's also, with these animal spirits, we have the electric eel spirit, which says, bring your ideas to life. This card can talk about, you might have recently had like an epiphany or an aha moment, or like a sudden strike, like an electric strike of inspiration. Some idea might have occurred to you. That might have happened recently, or it's about to happen for you. And this card showing up is saying that was sent to you directly from Spirit, and they want you to act on it. They want you to bring your ideas to life. And if you have recently had some sort of an idea, there's a message with this card. Sometimes we can dismiss those as like, it's not realistic, it's not going to work out, it's whatever our kind of limiting self-beliefs are. It could be that whatever you need to heal here might be, it could be related to this person. Maybe they said something to you or did something to you that led you to believe that you couldn't make this idea come to life for yourself, and that your spirit guides are asking you to release that because it's not true. And what's interesting is these two cards are very related, because if you have not had this idea yet, you will. That's the message that's coming through. It'll come in as a blessing for you. If you've already had this idea and you do know what I'm talking about, you're being encouraged to work on it. Even if you had previously dismissed it, you're being encouraged to accept the idea that there are infinite possibilities open to you with the starfish spirit. Like, these two messages are very related. Also, there are two sea creatures, so it could be like that you feel very connected to the ocean, the water, beaches. Again, take that however it resonates. We have and the starfish spirit says open to infinite possibility. It's like it needs to come from you. You know, when you open yourself up to the idea that whatever inspiration strike is going to hit you or has hit you with this, Spirit's asking you to stay open to the idea that you can have what you want, that you can make this idea real for yourself. And that's absolutely being confirmed for me by the fact that we have expect powerful change here with the new moon eclipse. This, I think, is coming in as a blessing for you. And I think Spirit's taking the opportunity of this reading to communicate to you that, like, this might be totally unrelated to this person, This might be a separate message from your spirit guides that whatever idea or inspiration strike or whatever these cards are talking about is going to bring powerful change into your life. And it might also be an opportunity for healing things that need to be healed. Again, take that however it resonates. There's communication is key. It might be related to something that has to do with your throat chakra, with speaking your authentic truth, using your voice in some way. You might have had an idea to do something creative that involves your voice. It may be singing, maybe something related to social media. However that applies to you, just take it however it resonates. This can also be saying that maybe something that a part of healing and releasing things that might need to be healed and released, however that applies to your life, might be communication. I think it was, the reason why I'm kind of saying that there might be some mirrored energy here is that there's a message with a Mercury card specifically about communicating with your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are trying to help you. They want you to communicate. So that's why I'm saying there's like kind of mirrored advice here, and I'm being urged to give that message to you, even though that was something that came out in this card. That communication is key. This might be talking, if you want to, like if you're having trouble maybe healing something, releasing something, believing that you can have what you want, talk it out. Maybe talk with somebody else, somebody in the 3D, a friend, a supportive person, a therapist, a group setting, however that applies to you, or even just share it with your spirit guides. Put it out into the universe in some way, because spirit really wants to bring this powerful change into your life, and this communicating about it, or communicating about whatever you need to communicate about, working on healing, releasing things that are no longer serving you, is going to help bring this extremely powerful change into your life. You are about to, or may have recently had, some spark of inspiration or a new idea or an aha moment or a breakthrough of some way, and Spirit's asking you to take that and run with it, because you have endless possibilities open to you, and you can do anything that you set your mind to. And so that's a message for you. Again, it might be totally unrelated to this person. It might be related to this person. Maybe this person made you feel like you couldn't do whatever these cards are asking you to do. And this message from your spirit guides is like nuts to that person. You know, we know you can do this. And we want what's best for you, and we want this really powerful, positive change to come in. I'm seeing this as a big blessing that's about to come in for you. There's like lots of new moon energy here. And I think you might be about to start some sort of new cycle, something new. And so that's like a really exciting message from Spirit here. There's throat chakra energy here, there's crown chakra energy there, and then there's this kind of beautiful rainbow energy on the starfish card. So again, take that however it resonates. And I think that's where I'm going to leave your reading today, pile 3. I hope that this was helpful. It felt a little bit all over the place, but hopefully I was able to give you some messages that were helpful for you. And with that said, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. Please feel free to comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. And if you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.